He came to America with nothing but hope in his pocket and hunger in his stomach. A 9-year-old Sicilian boy, packed into the rotting tenements of New York's Lower East Side. Most immigrant kids back then stayed poor. Some joined street gangs just to survive. But this boy, he saw the world differently. His name was Salvatore. The world would come to know him as Lucky Luciano. He wouldn't just rise through the ranks of organized crime. He would rewrite the entire playbook. While other gangsters fought over street corners, Luciano was building an empire. A nationwide machine with rules, structure, and a ruthless order that would change the mafia forever. But how does a poor Sicilian kid transform himself into the architect of modern organized crime? How does he build a criminal empire so powerful that the US government itself comes knocking for help in World War II? This is the story of Lucky Luciano, the man who didn't follow the rules. He created his own and forced the world to play by them. Born in Sicily, 1906. When his family arrived in New York, they found no American dream, only overcrowded apartments crawling with cockroaches and reeking of poverty. By 14, Luciano had dropped out of school. He was running errands for local gangsters, keeping lookout on street corners. Back then, Italian gangs were nothing compared to the Irish or Jewish outfits. They were seen as disorganized, stuck in old-world feuds. But Luciano, thoughtful, he saw possibilities where others saw limits. Even as a teenager, people noticed something different about him. He wasn't just tough, he was strategic. He understood people, he understood power, and most importantly, he understood vision. While other gangsters focused on their neighborhood block, Luciano saw the entire city. He realized the endless blood feuds kept everyone weak. The old Mustache Petes, the first-generation Sicilian mobsters, were stuck in the past. By 18, Luciano was forming partnerships that would change crime forever. He worked with Jewish gangsters like Meyer Lansky and Bugsy Siegel. Back then, this was revolutionary. The old-timers believed in keeping everything strictly Sicilian. Luciano didn't care. He valued talent over bloodlines. His vision was simple. Crime wasn't just violence or intimidation. Crime was business. By his early 20s, Luciano was earning serious money as a bootlegger and enforcer during Prohibition. But he wanted more than money. He wanted control. He became the right-hand man to Joe Masseria, the most powerful Italian mob boss in New York. But Luciano saw his boss's ways as outdated and wasteful. In 1931, during the bloody Castellamarese War between rival factions, Luciano made his move. He betrayed Masseria, orchestrating his assassination at a Coney Island restaurant. But power never stays unchallenged. Salvatore Maranzano took over and crowned himself boss of bosses. Luciano knew his life was next on Maranzano's list. So he struck first. His men walked into Maranzano's office disguised as government agents. Within minutes, Maranzano was dead. Instead of taking the boss of bosses title for himself, Luciano did something no one expected. He abolished it. He called a meeting of gang leaders from across the country, Italian, Jewish, Irish. He proposed a revolutionary idea, a national crime syndicate, the Commission. Each family would control its own territory with disputes settled collectively. No more pointless wars, no more blood in the streets, unless absolutely necessary. For the first time in American history, organized crime was truly organized. By age 34, Luciano had built a criminal system so efficient it operated like a corporation. Profits soared, violence dropped, and the mafia's influence spread into unions, construction, politics, even Hollywood. But the higher you climb, the harder they come for you. New York prosecutor Thomas Dewey made Luciano his target. In 1936, Lucky was arrested and charged with compulsory prostitution. Despite his lawyer's best efforts, he was sentenced to 30-50 years behind bars. Yet, even from prison, Luciano remained the boss. His orders flowed through trusted lieutenants like Meyer Lansky and Vito Genovese. Then came World War II. The U.S. Navy feared sabotage on New York's docks, territory Luciano controlled. So, in a twist of irony, the government turned to America's top gangster to protect its shores. In exchange for his help securing the waterfront and aiding Allied intelligence in Sicily, his sentence was commuted. In 1946, Luciano was deported to Italy. But exile couldn't sever his power. From Naples to Havana, he continued to pull strings, host mafia summits, and oversee narcotics operations. Yet, despite his wealth, his suits, his women, and his palatial villas, Luciano was forever homesick for New York, the city he once ruled like a shadow king. In 1962, age 64, Lucky Luciano collapsed from a heart attack at Naples International Airport. For a man who survived countless assassination attempts, prison, and betrayal, death came quietly. Lucky Luciano wasn't just another gangster. He was a visionary, a strategist. He turned disorganized street gangs into a national syndicate. He transformed crime into business. He built systems so resilient that echoes of his empire remain today. But his brilliance also brought devastation. From narcotics that ravaged communities to corruption that infiltrated entire industries. He was neither hero nor simple villain. He was the embodiment of an American dream twisted by poverty, prejudice, and opportunity denied. An outsider who refused to stay in the shadows and instead became the architect of an underworld empire. This is the story of Lucky Luciano. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, click the subscribe button so you're the first person to see our new videos.